Good day, you're welcome to another episode of TeensWorld, and my name is Lioness. With me here is.
Good morning.
Okay, so on today's episode, we are going to be discussing about family violence and its effect on the children. Well, we're going to just give our inputs. For me, I feel like it has like a huge effect on the kids. For me, I don't know about. What about you? What do you think?
Yeah, family violence is pretty bad, and it takes a negative toll on the children, right? Children they tend to, practice what they see, what they hear, right? And if they grow up in an environment where they're exposed to negative stuff, they tend to do same when they eventually grow up. So it's definitely bad.
I feel like parents are usually the first examples of kids. Like they are very, very, very smart and they pick things easily. For me, I don't know about other people, but they pick things very easily. So majorly, I feel like most children, when they see their parents doing some kind of things, they tend to replicate it when they grow older. So, okay, for example, violence. When a child sees you hitting his mom, or probably a female child, let me use a female child, seeing her mom being insultive to her father, she, in her head at that age, they feel like, okay, this is the part where, oh, this is normal. They see it as being normal. Oh, okay, if I don't insult this person, that means I don't love this person. So for a young child, seeing her mom emotionally violating the father, I feel like that's going to be in her head, and then she's going to be like, okay, this is how to love this person, this is how I can love this person. So it actually takes therapy for them to now go through that stage and come out of it. Do you get? So a mother that is usually harassing and insulting the father in front of the daughter, oh, okay, and she grows up and do the same things to her husband and even her kids. She passes on to her kids. Oh, this is the way I know how to love. Do you get? So
it's also the same
for the male gender too, because it's really very, very heartbreaking. Like it has a very, very bad effect on the kids. You get? So, for example, okay, you meet a guy now. A guy, he hits his girlfriend, apologizes like with really, really nice gifts. Oh, this is the way he knows how to, because these are things he has already seen growing up, and it sticks. Children they have really photographic memory.
There's something called conditioned reflex in biology, right?
Okay, yeah.
It's something that's like, when you are exposed to something repeatedly,
yes,
it becomes a part
of
you, right?
True.
And if children grow in this kind of environment, it just becomes part of them, and then it is not considered abnormal anymore. So like the family is actually like the first a first contact to children or to
before even the society.
Do you understand? So whatever they learn from that environment is what they grow up with. Family violence is totally bad, and it has a negative effect. It's so bad. It's very, very bad, and that is why in this life now we have a lot of
damaged men and women.
And it did not just start from
the society.
It didn't just come like that
from childhood.
From when they were small, right? So family violence is totally bad, and it takes a negative toll on.
And I think it's even traumatic, because for some kids, I know someone that whenever he hears loud noise, he literally is an adult already. Like I think he should be in his 20s. He's an adult already, but whenever he hears noise, oh my god, he just runs away. Like it's just, do you get? So he runs away because in his head he's back to that setting where somebody is hitting somebody. Do you get? And then he does it. I remember that when he was growing up, when we were talking, and he's that if his sister does anyhow, she will collect. I'm like, why? Why would you say that? Because he already seen, he has already seen it happen, play out firsthand. It's not a big deal. Oh, his dad beats his mom, and then he apologizes, buys her gifts. So he would definitely do that to his girlfriend. Imagine that kind of person getting into a relationship with a sweet baby girl, and then he's
Sweet baby
beating
girl,
her,
don't
and then
swallow.
and then he's beating her. What happens at that position? At that point, he's just going to traumatize another human, and then I feel like even some people
have more traumatized.
you get some people will now see, oh, it's a normal thing for my boyfriend to beat me. Like you hear people say, I don't know if as it sounds weird to me. I hear people say, okay, he beats me because I caused it.
For yeah.
Don't
Cause
like I feel like no matter how annoying somebody is, it shouldn't be a thing for you to hit them. Do you get? I remember recently this the just concluded show, the most air show on GoTV and all. Like this person hit a wall just because he was angry. I feel like that is a situation. I should not. I'm scared of the person already. Like this person when he's angry, what's going to happen? Like when there's nothing to hit, he'll hit me now. Do you get? So I feel like it's a childhood thing. Do you get? It's a childhood trauma. It has happened over time. They've seen it as the norm. They've seen it as a norm. So family violence, please, it should be discouraged. Please. It has a really bad effect on the kids. So why get engaged in it? If you so for me, when I was growing up, my parents, they never argued in front of me. Funny enough, they never argued in front of me because they always see it as when they are arguing, you will never know. So when I grew up, like I think when I was in SS3. I called my mom one day. I was like, wait, is it that you don't argue with your husband? Because I see other people. I visit my family, I visit my friends, and I see their family arguing, even in front of us, like we outsiders. And then I'm like, I had to ask my mom, I was like, don't you guys argue? What's the problem? Why are you not arguing in your marriage? Is it normal?
That's a good parenting,
like,
I would say.
My friends say I ask a lot of questions. I ask a lot of questions. So like, don't you guys argue? She was like, we do, but we don't do it in front of you guys because this is I want to raise you in a proper and sane environment.
Children are smart.
Do you get? Like that's how it's supposed to be.
Are smart.
Because she feels like my mom is a children's teacher in church, so she feels like whatever you portray to these kids, they will always bring it out. And I'm very inquisitive. If you know me very well, you know that if you tell me this is blue, why is it blue? I will ask you, why is it blue? Why is it red? So that's how it is for children. I feel like parents should be more particular about how they raise their kids. How do you train your kids? How do you teach your kids? What are you teaching your kids? Do you get? For example, you have an argument with your wife. Don't do it in front of your kids. Do it you have a room to yourself. Do you get? If it's possible, have a soundproof door.
I wanted to say something funny.
What was that? Go ahead.
No, I wanted to say people that participate or couples that participate in violence, it could be that they are not matured, emotionally matured. Because I believe that when you're starting, when you say, I want to start a family, I want to have children and stuff, you have to be matured all round wise, not just having
that's
money.
That's why I don't think I'm ready to have any kids.
Right, emotional intelligence is key. True. You have to know when to say this and say that, or act in front of do this in front of your children and maybe be in your room doing the other things, like having some serious discussion. You guys want to shout or quarrel, go to your room. You have to be emotionally intelligent. You know when to do what. Do you understand? So that's what I wanted to say.
So I get it. I just feel like parents need to be very understanding, and before you even get married, please be emotionally stable. Don't come and bring another child into the world. I have a sister that says she's not, even if she get married today, she's not ready to have any child. Like if she has a child, a child will be shielded away from the world because she cannot afford.
Most of these things are more mental than physical. Actually.
Do you get?
Mental than physical. Like you have to. Me, I'm somebody that whenever I want to do something,
you think about
I think about it first before acting it out, right? And
how would it play out?
And if you are somebody that you don't think before you act, you are actually prone to
doing anyhow.
You'll be involved in stuff like this. You now raise a family and then you create more problems, more traumatic children, more people that are involved, or more children that are involved in violence, and then the cycle continues. We have to do better. You have to do better.
Especially our generation. I really
You
always
have to do
think,
better.
I feel like, this our generation. When we get to that point where we're getting married and all, what are we going to raise? Because some of us don't stay at home to collect training. We did not know. Because it's
Our
crazy
Gen Z
out there. It's
party.
crazy out there. Our Gen Z.
This whole thing can actually be left to
Avoided?
live. Yeah, it can be avoided. We can do better as adults. Should be sure that you are stable emotionally. That's like a major cause as to why
True.
violence can actually occur, right? If you are not stable emotionally, if you don't know how to handle situations, anger management, that's also, you have to be able to control situations. It's not every time that you
Shouts or fight.
or every time that you something like that. You
Though
should be
sometimes it's actually necessary, because some people will not take you serious
not
when you
every
don't
time.
when you don't
At least like
project.
once out of 10 times.
10 times, yeah.
Right, yes. So those other 9 times, like
Calm.
try to keep your cool. Try to keep your cool.
I think that's a big deal.
If we can actually manage that, I think we would have less people that are involved in violence, and we can start to break that cycle, because it has been, and it still is. It's still a problem, yes, but we can actually do better. Emotional intelligence, like I would say. Yeah.
So majorly, its effects on the children. It has to do with the
Very bad.
psychology. Like, you have a kid, and then that child believes everything is violence. That child believes everything is a fight, war.
They would actually believe that to get their way with things, they have to apply pressure or
Do you
apply,
get
or fight for everything, which is not even supposed to be. So,
And also, like, I feel like it's not even family violence. It's not even the only thing that can instigate violence in kids. Yeah, there's some movies you watch and that you be like, oh, really? So I think you should also watch what your kids watch.
that's
So
family.
it's
Still
actually
within
very,
the fa-
very necessary.
So as parents should do better.
Yes, please.
Do better. How you relate with your spouse, what you expose your children to, and other stuff like that. And I'm sure that we'll be able to do better by breaking that cycle of family violence, right?
Yeah, so with that, I think we've come to an end of today's discussion. I will see you later.